Healing from Emotional Inheritance, Insights from 5 Pioneering Books. Navigating relationships with emotionally immature or narcissistic parents can be profoundly challenging. The following 5 books offer invaluable perspectives and tools for understanding and healing from these dynamics. 1. Adult Children of Emotionally Immature Parents by Lindsay C. Gibson, PsyD Doctor. Gibson identifies 4 types of emotionally immature parents: emotional, driven, passive, and rejecting. Each type presents unique challenges, from creating environments of anxiety and chaos to withdrawing from family life. The book provides strategies for recognizing these patterns and developing emotional maturity in oneself. 2. You're Not the Problem by Bonnie Eaker. Weil, Ph.D., and Jeanette L. Bicknell. This book delves into the dynamics of narcissistic parenting. It explores how such parents often evade self-awareness, leading to anxiety and depression in their children. The authors offer guidance on setting boundaries and fostering self-empowerment. 3. Running on Empty by Jonice Webb, Ph.D. Doctor. Webb introduces the concept of childhood emotional neglect, CEN, where parents fail to provide adequate emotional support. The book outlines 12 parenting styles that can lead to CEN and provides practical steps for healing, including exercises to build emotional awareness and self-compassion. 4. It Didn't Start With You by Mark Wallen. Wallen explores the impact of inherited family trauma, proposing that emotional wounds can be passed down through generations. He introduces the core language approach, helping individuals identify and address unresolved traumas that may not originate from their own experiences. 5. Covert Narcissist Mother by Danu Morrigan. Morrigan examines the subtleties of covert narcissism in mothers, highlighting how their behaviors can be emotionally abusive. The book provides strategies for daughters to recognize these patterns, set boundaries, and embark on a journey of self-healing. Integrating Insights for Healing Collectively. These books offer a comprehensive understanding of how emotionally immature and narcissistic parenting can shape an individual's emotional landscape. They emphasize the importance of recognizing these patterns, understanding their origins, and taking proactive steps toward healing. By integrating the insights and strategies from these works, individuals can embark on a path of self-discovery and emotional well-being.
There's a particular kind of pain that comes not from cruelty, but from absence, the kind that hides behind politeness, behind "I'm fine," behind a mother's quiet refusal to meet your emotional reach. When love becomes conditional, when affection is rationed out or withheld altogether, you begin to wonder, how can this be love? It's a question that doesn't have a clean answer. Because for many, the family home is where passive aggression and emotional neglect are disguised as discipline, tradition, or pride. The silent treatment becomes a weapon, not of rage, but of control. And when it's your own mother who does it, it cuts deeper. Her silence isn't just rejection, it's erasure. You try to decode it. What did I do wrong? You replay the conversations, the tone of your last text, the look on her face. You bend yourself into explanations, but none fit. Over time, this becomes a loop: anger, guilt, self-doubt, repeat. You start to believe you are the problem, when in reality, you've stepped into an inherited pattern, a family system built on unresolved trauma. But what if your parent, too, is wounded? What if their own attachment needs were never met? Their sense of safety and worth never fully formed? A parent with an attachment disorder, avoidant, anxious, or disorganized, may crave connection yet fear intimacy, love yet reject vulnerability. If their own childhood was filled with rejection or emotional inconsistency, they may unconsciously recreate that dynamic with their children. Sometimes, people have children not out of readiness to love, but from a deep hunger to be loved. They seek in their children what they never received from their own parents: affection, approval, purpose, validation. The child becomes a mirror for their unmet needs, not an individual to be understood. And when the child inevitably fails to fill that void, resentment and emotional withdrawal follow. In many families, especially in cultures that value saving face over authenticity. Emotional honesty is dangerous. You're taught not to confront, not to cry, not to reveal. But this silence isn't peace. It's avoidance dressed as respect. To express hurt is seen as rebellion. To ask for closeness is called being dramatic or disrespectful. Eventually, you grow enough to see the pattern. You realize your parent as silence isn't only about you. It is the only emotional language they ever learned. Their avoidance, their defensiveness, their inability to listen, these are the echoes of their own neglect. They are acting out the same wound, passing down the same loneliness, the same emotional illiteracy, generation after generation. And yet, knowing this doesn't erase the ache. You raise still caught between the need to speak your truth and the urge to protect the family myth. If you stay quiet, resentment festers. If you speak up, you risk exile from the only family you've ever known. So, what do you do when silence poisons you, but honesty burns bridges? You stop trying to get blood from a stone. You let go of the fantasy of repair, not from bitterness, but from clarity. You begin to nurture the child within you who never got comforted, who always wondered why love felt like walking on eggshells. You build a life that isn't defined by emotional scarcity. You start to understand that closure isn't something you extract from others, it is something you create for yourself. Because sometimes, the most radical form of healing is to say, greater than what my parents couldn't give me, I will learn to give myself. To love a parent who cannot love you in the way you need is to live with the paradox. But it's also the beginning of breaking the spell, to see them as flawed humans caught in the same generational web, and to step beyond it. In the end, healing doesn't mean forgiving the harm or pretending it didn't matter. It means choosing to end the inheritance of silence, to feel what they couldn't, to speak what they feared, to become what they needed but never were allowed to be. Because love, real love, isn't quiet or withholding. It's seen, heard, and felt. And you deserve that.